Nobody picked a lock. Nobody broke through a firewall. The attacker just sent one polite email, and a busy employee, trying to be helpful, handed over the keys to the building. That is the uncomfortable truth about modern break-ins. In the latest Verizon data breach report, roughly 6 in 10 breaches involved a human element, a person being tricked, not a machine being hacked. And the single most common way that trick arrives is phishing. So in the next few minutes, we are going to follow one attack, start to finish. One pretext, one email, one fake login page, one stolen password, and the damage that follows. But here's the part that should give you hope. This is a chain, and a chain breaks at its weakest link. By the end, you will be able to see every link, and you will know exactly where to cut it. First, let's clear up a confusion that trips almost everyone up. People use the words phishing and social engineering as if they mean the same thing. They do not. Social engineering is the big idea. Manipulating a person into doing something that helps the attacker, holding a door open, reading out a code, approving a payment. Phishing is just one branch of that tree. Phishing is social engineering delivered electronically by a message. MITRE, the group that maintains the standard map of attacker behavior, defines it in almost exactly those words: electronically delivered social engineering. So every phish is social engineering. But not every social engineering attack is a phish. A phone call, a fake delivery driver, a bride in a parking lot, those are social engineering too. Phishing is simply the version that scales, because sending a message costs almost nothing. Keep that picture in your head. Phishing is one powerful tool inside a much larger toolbox of human manipulation. Our attack does not start with a message. It starts with research. Before a single email is sent, the attacker quietly studies the target, and the unsettling thing is that almost everything they need is already public. A company website lists the finance team. A professional network shows who reports to whom. A conference talk reveals which software the company runs. A vacation photo tells the attacker the chief executive is out of the country this week. None of this is hacking. It is just reading. From these scraps, the attacker builds what is called a pretext, a believable story. In our scenario, the pretext is simple and effective. The attacker will pose as the company's IT support team, sending a routine-looking notice to one specific employee. That focus on one chosen person has a name, spear phishing, and increasingly, attackers use artificial intelligence to polish the wording, so the clumsy, typo-ridden scam email you were taught to spot quietly becoming a thing of the past. Now the message lands, and a good phishing email is not really about technology at all. It is about psychology. It is engineered to make you act before you think. Watch for 3 levers, because nearly every lure pulls at least one of them. The first is urgency. Your account will be suspended in 24 hours. Act now or else. The second is authority. The message appears to come from your boss, your bank, or, in our case, your own IT department, someone you are conditioned not to question. The third is fear, or its cousin, temptation, a security alert that scares you, or a bonus that tempts you. Our attacker's email uses all 3 at once. It claims to be from IT. It warns that the employee's mailbox is over quota and will be locked today, and it provides a single helpful button to fix it. Notice there is nothing technically clever here yet. The whole attack, so far, is a story designed to switch off your caution. The employee, rattled by the warning, clicks the button. This is the hook. The moment the message tries to convert your attention into an action that the attacker can use. There are really only a few shapes the hook can take, and MITRE catalogs them: a malicious link, a malicious attachment, a message sent through a trusted service, or even a voice call. Our email uses a link. It opens what looks exactly like the company's familiar login page. Same logo, same colors, same layout. But it is a counterfeit, a page the attacker controls. And here's the defensive skill I want you to take away, the single most useful tell in all of phishing. Do not look at how the page looks. Look at the web address, the URL at the top of the browser. The real site and the fake site can look pixel for pixel identical, but they cannot share the same true domain name. The disguise is in the design. The truth is in the address bar. The employee, still believing this is their IT department, types in their username and password and clicks sign in. And in that instant, the credential is captured. The password the employee just typed did not go to their company. It went straight to the attacker. This is the heart of credential phishing, and CIS splits the goal of these attacks into two buckets. The first is exactly what just happened, stealing your login. The second is getting you to run a malicious file, the attachment route, which quietly installs malware instead. Our scenario is the first kind, and notice how calm this moment is. There is no dramatic alarm. Often the fake page simply forwards the victim to the real website, now logged in, so everything feels normal. The employee shrugs, assumes the glitch is fixed, and goes back to work, with absolutely no idea that the most important link in the chain has just snapped. Now, many of you are thinking the obvious thing. Surely multi-factor authentication stops this. A stolen password alone should be useless if a second step is required. And you are right to think that. MFA is genuinely one of the best defenses you can turn on, and you should. But I have to be honest with you, because half-truths in security get people hurt. MFA is not magic, and attackers have adapted. In one technique, called adversary in the middle, the fake page does not just collect your password. It quietly relays everything to the real site in real time, including the one-time code you type, and it steals the results in session, the live, logged-in token, so the second factor never protects you. In another, called MFA fatigue, or prompt bombing, the attacker who already has your password spams your phone with approval prompts again and again, betting that eventually you will tap approve just to make it stop. So yes, use MFA, but understand it is a strong lock, not an invincible one. So the attacker now has a working way into the employee's account. What do they actually do with it? This is where a single stolen login quietly turns into real damage, and it rarely looks like a Hollywood hack. Often the first move is patient and invisible. The attacker simply logs in and reads. They sit inside the mailbox, learning how the company talks, who approves payments, which invoices are due. Then they strike, usually in one of a few ways. They might launch business email compromise, BEC, sending a perfectly worded message from the real, trusted account asking the finance team to wire a payment to a new bank account. Because the email genuinely comes from a colleague, it sails past suspicion. Or they use the trusted account to phish other employees, moving deeper into the organization, what defenders call lateral movement. The point is this: the phish was never the goal, it was the front door. Everything expensive happens on the other side of it. Let us pause and lay the whole thing out, because seeing the full shape is what makes it defendable. Our one attack moved through 6 clear links. 1. Reconnaissance. The attacker researched a real person from public information. 2. The pretext and lure. A believable story built on urgency and authority. 3. The hook. A link to a counterfeit login page. 4. Capture. The password handed straight to the attacker. 5. The bypass, defeating or sidestepping weaker MFA. And 6. The follow-on, account takeover, wire fraud, or spreading deeper inside. Now here is the liberating idea. You do not have to be perfect at every single link. The attack only succeeds if the whole chain holds together, end to end. Break any one link, and the attack fails. So the goal is not paranoia. The goal is to place a few good defenses at the points where they cut the most chains at once. So let us start breaking links, beginning with the most powerful and least technical defense of all, verification out of band. The entire attack depended on the employee trusting the message itself. The fix is to stop trusting the message, and instead verify through a separate, known good channel. If an email from IT asks you to log in urgently, do not click its link. Open a new browser tab and type the address yourself, or call IT using the number from the company directory, not the number in the email. If your chief executive emails asking for an urgent wire transfer, confirm it with a quick phone call to a number you already had. This one habit, verify through a channel the attacker does not control, neutralizes urgency, authority, and impersonation in a single move. CISA's guidance is blunt about it. Be suspicious of unsolicited contact, and verify a request's identity before you act on it. The attacker picked the channel. Your defense is to refuse to answer on it. Next, let us fix MFA properly, because we already saw that ordinary codes and push prompts can be defeated. The durable answer has a name: phishing-resistant authentication. CISA recognizes only 2 kinds as truly phishing-resistant. The first is FIDO, the standard behind passkeys and physical security keys. The second is certificate-based, the smart card model. What makes them special is one elegant property: they are bound to the real website's address. A passkey simply will not hand its secret to a lookalike domain, so the counterfeit login page from our story gets nothing, even if the victim is completely fooled. And because the secret never travels as a code you can read or type, there is nothing for an adversary in the middle to relay, and nothing for prompt bombing to wear down. This is the upgrade that actually closes the gap we found earlier. Ordinary MFA raises the wall. Phishing-resistant MFA removes the door the attacker was using. Now let us turn one person's near miss into protection for everyone. When a phishing message arrives and someone recognizes it, the instinct is just to delete it. Deleting is fine, but reporting is far better. Most organizations have a report phishing button or a dedicated address, and that single click does something powerful. It tells the security team a campaign is underway. From one report, defenders can hunt for everyone else who got the same email, block the malicious domain, and reset accounts that may have already been caught, often within minutes. Reporting turns a lonely individual decision into a collective defense. And this is also why no blame is the smarter culture. If people are punished or mocked for clicking, they hide their mistakes, and the security team learns about the breach far too late, when the damage is already done. The fastest organizations are the ones where even reporting your own slip, is celebrated, not punished. Underneath all of these specific defenses sits the human layer, and this is where realistic expectations matter. Security awareness training, learning to pause on urgency, to hover before clicking, to check the address bar, genuinely lowers how often people fall for these tricks. MITRE lists user training as a core mitigation for exactly this reason, but training has a ceiling, and pretending otherwise is dangerous. Attackers now use artificial intelligence to write flawless, personalized lures, and on a busy, stressful day, anyone, including the experts who teach this for a living, can be caught off guard. So the honest model is layers. Train people to cut the easy links, then assume that, eventually, someone will still click, and build the technical defenses: phishing-resistant NFA, fast reporting, least privilege, so that one click does not become a catastrophe. You are not trying to make every human perfect. You are making sure no single human mistake is allowed to bring the whole house down. So let us bring it home. Phishing is not really a hacking story. It is a manipulation story, the most common branch of social engineering, that works by rushing you past your own good judgment. We followed one attack down its chain: research, a believable pretext, a hook, a stolen password, a sidestep second factor, and real money walking out the door. But every one of those links has a counter. Slow down when a message pushes you to hurry. Verify urgent requests through a channel you choose, not the one you were handed. Move to phishing resistance sign in, like passkeys, so a fake page gets nothing. Report what looks wrong, and never punish the person who reports. None of this requires you to be a security genius. It just requires you to remember that the attacker's whole plan depends on you not stopping to think, and that the simple act of pausing is, quietly, one of the strongest defenses there is. If this helped the chain make sense, subscribe, and I will see you in the next breakdown.